the respected chairpersons and the virtual audience. I hope I am audible and visible. And I will just take a moment to share my screen. Yes. Okay. So before I begin, I'm extremely actually thankful to the organizers of this event. It is something that we look forward to almost every year. And on a virtual platform, we get a better opening to the entire world, actually. So thank you so much, Dave, for inviting me here today. And I have got a very difficult topic because it is one of the most controversial nutrient that I have loved to talk about, and that is fat. So wherever we go, we nutritionists, teachers, and anybody from the field of nutrition, we are always being pestered with questions regarding fat. So fats, whether they are a friend or a foe. As I said, a very controversial topic, and I will try to maybe bring into insight some of the important things that fats do and some of the bad things that they do. Most of the bad things we already know. So before I begin, I would like to share just two lines from a Sanskrit slok where I love to recite from there. I'm not too sure whether my pronunciation is correct, but Deepo bhakshyate dvantam, kajjalam cha prasuyate, yaddanam bhakshayenitam, jajati tadarishi praja. Why I have recited these two lines is very special. The meaning is very special. It says that lamp, a deep, consumes darkness and produces soot. So what we consume is what we will produce. As the discussion unfolds, you will see the type of fats that we are consuming, that human beings are eating every day, daily, is what is going to be reflected in their body composition. So without much delay, as I'm a teacher, as most of you know, I have this habit of starting from the very basics, and maybe for those young students who are there as a virtual audience, for them, fats obviously can be categorized into saturated fats and unsaturated ones. We always talk about saturated fats being bad, but as I will show you, always saturated fats are not the ones that are the common offenders. So let's see. And unsaturated fats being MUFA, monounsaturated, TUFA, polyunsaturated. We all know where we get them from, as you can see from these slides. And a 20-minute discussion on fats obviously is a very short time, but I will try to stick to the time limit. So for those who have bending towards chemistry, this is a double bond where on the opposite sides of the double bond, if you can see the arrow moving, the two similar groups that are present, this arrow shows the double bond, is a trans fat. Now, why am I talking about trans fats? Because there has been so much research being done on trans fats, and believe me, trans fats are the bad ones, the foes, foe as in the enemies. So, and the cis fats, they are also unsaturated, but they are comparatively better. So you see, always unsaturated fats are not the ones that are or that create the problem. We can see a restriction of fats. When I use these data, when I'm using or you are saying these things, you can actually, I am using these from journal data. So you can see a 15 to 35% reduction in deaths, especially from breast cancer, if we modify the type of fat in our diet. A 15 to 30% reduction in coronary heart disease if we reduce fats, a specific type of fats, we will come to that, and a 13 to 25% in reduction of diabetes. So it is, Ms. Modi was talking about sweeteners and diabetes, artificial sweeteners, a fantastic talk on that. So we will try to relate how fats actually can change the body metabolism, what actually happens. Not all saturated are bad, and not all monounsaturated or polyunsaturated are good, as we can see from the trans fats itself. So there are some we should love, there are some that we should limit, and there are some that we should lose from the diet. those are the ones that cause the harm. So the ones that we should love are the ones that have the good fats, the good ones, mono and poly usually, but there are some saturated fats which are goods that you can love. And there has been reported data, several research on these papers. If you look up, you will see several papers on these fats which actually can protect your heart. I will show you how menopausal women can actually use good fats to protect their hearts against damage. Limiting the fats from dairy products, some meat products, and losing fats from processed foods and deep fried foods. These are the ones that we will have to look about. The good, the bad, and obviously the ugly. The three faces of fats that we are talking about. When I was given the topic, I thought, let's not talk about only dietary fats. There is a huge physiology that our body is composed of, and that is different kinds of fats. As you can see, our body is mostly composed of white fats, which are the bad ones, the brown fats, which are the good ones. Why good? I will talk about that. The subcutaneous ones, the inch that you can pinch it off, and you can actually see the fat that is the subcutaneous fat, the visceral fat that enwraps or wraps up your organs and protects them. So they are somewhat good if they are in moderation. The belly fat, the ones we don't like at all and keep talking about, the retroperitoneal, that's behind your body, retro as in the back part of your body, and the perivascular ones, the dangerous ones that get deposited on the arteries and the blood vessels. So you see, the fats in our bodies can also be friends or also can be foes. So let's not just restrict our thoughts, our discussion on dietary fats. Let's also talk about what the dietary fats get converted to in our body. So our body fats it is. So there is a huge comparison. There's a huge difference between white fats and brown fats. As I said, the white fats are the bad ones, but nothing is bad. There's always something black and something white. That is what my topic is all about. So white fats also produce the good guy hormone or the adiponectins, which help in the working of the hormone insulin and protect you against diabetes. So see, it's not all bad. And think about the brown fats. They actually act as muscles or your lean body mass. They help you to burn calories, keep your body mass index under check. So make sure we don't categorize them as just fat. Don't say, I am fat. Just find out whether it is good fat or bad fat in your body, or good fat, bad fat in your diet. So this is what we were talking about. Brown fats actually help you to burn calories, actually help you in body fat metabolism. So, as I said, friends of your body, not your foes. Now, talking about dietary fats again, I will first talk about the good effects and then go to the bad ones, because bad ones we mostly know. Let's talk about the good ones first, the positive ones first. Let's be optimistic. Now, why healthy fats are fat? This fat, if you don't know this word, it means excellent. It means good. So fats actually can reduce inflammation. Omega-3s, we mostly know, reduces inflammation in your body, extremely good for your immune system. Coconut oil, there are at least, if I'm not mistaken, 20 to 25 papers on how coconut oil can actually, and butter, a saturated fat mostly, can help your immune system. It is good for your bones. I will show you why. It actually helps in fat loss, as I showed you. Skin and eye health. Fats are tremendously good in maintaining your skin. The oily secretion, sebum, that makes your skin glow, for all the beautiful girls out there, the glow of your skin comes actually from sebum, which is a fat derivative. So, a friend of healthy skin and as well as your eyes. Now, I will talk about how fats can, the saturated fats, as I said, are good. Why do I call it good? Because you see, saturated fats are not the problem. It is the food matrix that creates the problem. You would naturally ask me, what is a food matrix? A food matrix is the food that you are consuming. You see, when you are consuming saturated fats, say from whole fat dairy products or meat, you are not only consuming that, you're consuming it along with other nutrients. It is the interaction, that matrix, that complex, that is important. So there has been actually no increased CVD, cardiovascular disease or diabetes risk from these foods. But it was when it was consumed with a complex matrix of food that created a problem. So good fats helping you to produce steroid hormones, helping you to absorb fat soluble vitamins, giving you continuous energy, giving you a feeling of satiety, a feeling of fullness. That is very important, and it helps you to lose body weight. It gives you, there has been a lot of talk regarding, I'm an academician, so naturally I keep on seeing papers and research work. So NEM benefits of fats are what we talk about now. The neuroendocrine metabolic benefits of fat. You can see the neuro effect circuit, the brain and the nervous system. You can see the inflammation circuit, the weight loss circuit or the metabolic circuit, the bone circuit or the general NEM. You must be knowing that saturated fats coming from coconut oil and palm oil actually help in the absorption of calcium. Just imagine. We do not talk about how saturated fat can help you to absorb calcium and reduce the chances of osteoporosis in women, menopausal women, as I was saying. It can also protect you against heart diseases. Just imagine. Cardionomic circuit. I will not go into the details because there is a shortage of time. Lungs. The lungs that are continuously contracting and relaxing, they have a surfactant. That surfactant reduces your friction. That is produced from fats, some saturated, some unsaturated. So you see, and the detoxification circuit as well. So good fats are friends, not our enemies all the time. But as I said, fats have known bad effects. So, bad effect number one, obesity. I will go very fast into these because most of us are familiar with these. You can see the release of adipokines. You can see the release of cytokines, pro inflammatory cytokines on a high fat diet, leading to a change in the body weight from a lean person, healthy person, to a person with obesity having associated diseases, mostly female obesity, gynoid, and male obesity, apple-shaped or android obesity. You can see how, I will not talk about the metabolism in details, but you can see how fatty acid synthesis or adipogenesis takes place on a high-fat diet by signaling from our brain, leading to a positive balance and ultimately to obesity. A high fat diet leading to insulin resistance. You can see darkening of skin on your neck leading due to obesity. The next step would be diabetes mellitus, leading to beta cell destruction and bad, harmful effects of high fat, bad fat. As you can see here, accumulation of fat in the pancreas, the site of insulin synthesis. So there's an entire metabolic imbalance in the body, and diabetes, obviously, I'm talking on a platform where everybody, almost everybody, is associated or related to study of diabetes. So fats, let us talk about fats in relation to diabetes. Please remember, saturated fats have been proved to reduce incidences of type 2 diabetes. A lot of research is being done. A lot of research is yet to be carried out. As I said, menopause, There is a pericardial fat that accumulates sometimes around the heart of menopausal women. When estrogen level is high, this fat is not found to accumulate. So that is a protective action. But some polyunsaturated fatty acids, as well as some saturated fatty acids like caproic acid, have been found to reduce the chances of pericardial fat accumulation. So, what type of fat you are actually having is very, very important. And cancer. Fats leading to production of free radicals, as you can see, ROS, reactive oxygen species, leading to DNA mutation, uncontrolled cell growth, causing tumors, as you can see here, proliferation, excessive proliferation. If the tumor becomes malignant, cancer. So the kind of fats again here that can stimulate DNA mutation, since they are being converted to free radicals, can cause definite harm. Along with this, the dysbiosis, as Ms. Modi was and Salomiji was talking about. So the dysbiosis that was taking the change in your intestinal microorganisms, along with the type of fat, there is a severe, complete interaction that can cause cancer, a lifestyle disease that has reached the corners of the world. So it is time, and it is this platform from where we can actually make people aware. Finally, the most controversial of all fats, cholesterol. Even if you eat it or don't eat it, it is always there in your body. But it is good as well as bad. So you will have to maintain cholesterol at a desirable level, because you remember that each and every cell of your body has a membrane which has cholesterol. So without cholesterol, we cease to exist. Hormones, steroid hormones like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, everything coming from cholesterol. A reduction in cholesterol, a deficiency, has been associated with depression and Alzheimer's disease, as you can see, and memory loss as well. So we will have to be careful, we will have to be selective, and we will have to create a balance between the good and the bad. The present WHO recommendation of the ratio between SFA, MUFA, and PUFA is 1 is to 1.3 is to 1. This is the current data that we academicians follow to create a balance between all the good and the bad things that I was talking about. So without any further details, because I know time is running out, thank you so much for a patient hearing, and I will leave the virtual audience with some